I've been your chief of police for over a couple years now, and I want to say that this is a very safe city. It's still a safe city. It's one of the safest cities in the county, and it's just a great community to live in. It stands for San Diego Association of Governments. What they do for the county of San Diego is they compile and report regional crime stats for San Diego County. But SANDAG only talks about certain crimes, and these are the only crimes that are considered in their report. So the first is violent crimes. The other part of it is property crimes. This report covers 7 different crimes, 2 categories, violent and property crimes. We actually only had 1 rape, and of course, 1's way too many, but we only had 1. 2 of the numbers actually happened in 2019, and 1 of them actually occurred in Vista. But because the victim came to Scripps Encinitas, they included that in our stats. When you look at the numbers, 30 represents 30 victims. And you look at this number, that's 41 victims. Here's what's unique about these numbers. You actually only had 34 cases. You didn't have this all of a sudden huge uprising in aggravated assault because your only difference is 4 cases. So you had 5 cases in which there were multiple victims. And that's why you see this increase here. What I really want you to pay attention to is that you didn't really have much change here. You had 30 cases in 2019, you had 34 in 2020. That's only a difference of 4 cases in 6 months. That's what I wanted to clarify. The truth of the matter is you only had 4 more cases in aggravated assaults. So for the 15 robberies we had, half of them are what we call Estes robberies. I wanted to explain that 15 and what it really was, which is half of it is just going into a 7-Eleven, grabbing a 6-pack, and then running out. So it's not that violent crime is just out of control. It's just that there are a few more victims because you had 2 or 3 incidents where you had multiple victims. And so with those just 2 or 3 incidents over a 6-month period, you are going to get an increase in victims. That's by no one's fault, except the people who were the suspects. They just made some bad decisions at that time. But it's not a huge crime wave and aggravated assault. So I don't want the residents to think that it's not safe. It is, because you didn't have much of a difference. Property crimes are burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle theft. Larceny covers your shoplifters, basically. So we had 283 in 2019. In 2020, you had 332. The difference does make up 17%. Now, SANDAG doesn't explain this. They give you hard numbers and they don't deep dive. That's what I'm supposed to do. Remember, in the shutdown, many of the stores in Encinitas stayed open. And this has been one of the arguments of, well, what happened in the other cities where they saw a decrease? Solana Beach shut down. Del Mar shut down. Del Mar, a lot of their crimes affected by the fairgrounds. Well, the fairgrounds were shut down the whole time. And then Solana Beach doesn't have the huge business district that the city of Encinitas does. You can't compare the 3 cities because it's a huge difference. We had one type of series going on here, and it involved catalytic converters. In 2019, this was very popular. However, most of the thefts were further north county. In 2020, we started getting hit with these cases. We have made a lot of progress on this, and I'll leave it at that. So you have that. But the biggest impact to these numbers right here, and this is how fast crime can change, was we had 2 individuals. Between these 2 individuals, that's 20 cases. So just one individual, we have him on 10 cases. And then you had another individual, this guy also, we have him on at least 10 cases. It doesn't take a lot of people to change these numbers. The good news is that both of them are in custody right now. Hopefully, we won't see the 2 of them for a long time. So in that 6 months, from 1, 2, 3 individuals, you had 32 plus cases. And that's how you can get these numbers up. So for the residents, I don't want them to be afraid that all of a sudden we have this huge outbreak of property crime. These individuals are the reason why it's so high. What I want to highlight to the residents is that residential burglaries did not go up. What we saw go up was the commercial burglaries. And we believe that it's because they were shut down. You have individuals who take advantage of that. They know no one's there. Once businesses started opening, we started seeing a decrease in the burglaries. In a 6-month period, these are small numbers. When you have a change in your numbers, usually you're going to see these huge percentage changes, which require some explanations. Our violent crimes, aggravated assaults, only increased by 4 cases. Our property crime increase was primarily impacted by 2 individuals who were responsible for at least 20 crimes. Both are in custody. Our residential burglaries remain the same. We didn't have this significant increase in residential burglaries, but our commercial burglaries did increase during the shutdown. However, over the last 3 months, we have a significant decrease in robberies, and over the last 3 months, we've had a significant decrease in burglaries. Is Encinitas a safe place to live? Again, I've been your chief of police captain for over 2 years. I can tell you that it is a very safe place to live. We are not being overwhelmed by criminals. Every crime spike, or at least most of them, can be explained. Encinitas is a very safe place to live. I would live here. And the true test of that is if you ask a cop where they would live and they say, yeah, I'll live in that city, definitely it is a good indicator that you live in a safe city, not a crime-free city, but you live in a very safe city. And it's one of the safest ones in the county.